What's up, everybody? Alan Johnson with the AJ team. Today I'm going to talk about the true cost of having a bad tenant. So all the stories that I tell you guys, especially when it comes down to real estate, are stories that I've actually lived. So a lot of people, we're helping people with their rental properties. We actually have opened up a property management company. And what we found is some landlords and some homeowners, they want to take the first tenant, they want to take the second tenant. And I always tell them there is a cost to choosing a bad tenant. So you must be patient. So I'm going to take you through a scenario that I lived through this summer, okay? So I had a tenant, they moved into my property sometime last year. They couldn't get to the end of their lease. I think they ended up moving 8 months into their lease. And honestly, it could have been a lot worse than it actually was. I think one of the things that helped me is I always have good conversations with my tenants. So if anything, if they're in trouble, I want to know about it first. And just handling those things with grace, even though it costs you money, I think will go a long way. So let me go through some of the pricing of the cost of having a bad tenant. First, 3 months of lost rent, $6,300. Stress. I can't put a price on stress, right? You're living your life, you're doing all the things that you're doing. Like, what is the cost of stress? But there is a cost of stress, okay? Holding costs. I still had to pay my mortgage of $3,900. Turnover costs, so carpet, paint, some of the small things, the blinds, some of the lights, some of the things, some of the bumps on the wall when they were moving out. Think about it, if they didn't have money to pay the mortgage, then they didn't hire a professional mover. They were trying to get whoever they could to help them get out of the house, and they aren't the type of people who are gentle on rental properties. So $2,500. New tenant and realtor costs. So remember, I had to list it at one time, and when I got them in, and I had to list it again. That was $900. Advertising costs, $200. And then the other thing that most people don't calculate is the time of the year. So I like to put my actual rental properties on a spring-summer rotation. So I want my people coming out during the spring-summer, because guess what? Most of the people who are looking to rent around that time frame. So I end up having to put a new tenant in last month. I don't know what the cost of the time of year is going to be until year 1, year 2, year 3 down the line. But the total cost of all those things was $14,000. $14,000 for the cost of a bad tenant. So the lesson here is wait for the right tenant, even if it costs you. So think about it. If it takes you an extra month or two to find the right tenant, an extra month or two of a mortgage payment is a lot less than $14,000 to turn over a bad tenant to a good tenant. And believe me, that those costs can be a lot more. Sometimes those costs can be a lot less, but there's always a cost when it comes down to choosing a bad tenant, okay? Alan Johnson with the AJ team. If you guys have any questions about landlording or about property management or about buying or selling a home, give us a call. You have the dream, we have the address, and we'll see you soon.